I did not hate it. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hate it. I did not. Oh, hi, users. Yeah. Sorry. I know. I could have used the door, but I could not edit that because there's no timer on this camera, and of course, I don't have any editing software, so I just couldn't. I tried my best, so, but anyways, what is up, you guys? This is Matt the Davis, the movie lover here, and welcome to another After I Saw. Waiting for a long time for this one. This time is going to be on The Disaster Artist, the true story of Tommy Wiseau. This stars and is directed by James Franco. This is also starring his brother Dave Franco, and this is the story of how, not just about how Tommy Wiseau made The Room and how it became really infamous, but this also is about the relationship between the friendship of Tommy Wiseau and Greg. I forgot what his last name was, but it discovers how, Tommy Wiseau really wants to become an actor, as well as his friend Greg, and they decide that they want to make their own Hollywood movie. And it's an indie film, so they get the crew that they want, and this also, it's not just about that, it's also about their life, pretty much, and how they made the movie, and as well as their friendship, how they do stuff. They go to Las Vegas, they move to Las Vegas, and, Greg meets a girl, which we don't see a whole lot of in the movie, but that's okay. It isn't about Greg and his girlfriend, it's about him and Tommy Wiseau. And guys, I loved this movie. This is gonna go really high. This is probably gonna go really high on my best movies of the year list. I absolutely loved this movie. I could not wait to see it. And this movie is pretty much, it's similar to the film Ed Wood, how it basically honors the director Ed Wood, who's known to be probably the worst director of all time. And that wasn't making fun of him, it was honoring him, pretty much. And that's exactly what this film does. It honors Tommy Wiseau. Now, I'm not going to spoil anything for you guys, but near the end of the movie, it really hit me pretty much because of how, not just how well done it was, but how impactful it was. I'm not sure if if that's a word I should use, or how I should describe it, but this movie does. And yes, there is a lot of you are going to get a few Easter eggs here and there about The Room, pretty much. In fact, the whole movie's an Easter egg, pretty much, about making The Room, pretty much. And I'm happy that the very first trailer for the Disaster Artist, that everything in that teaser, I'm not sure if it was a teaser, but I'm glad that they put that in the movie, and it was just hilarious as ever. And I saw this movie in IMAX, and the experience was good, but the only problem was there wasn't a whole lot of people there. I don't know, I really hope it's because it's IMAX, pretty much. Then again, there were a lot of people when I went to go see it in IMAX. But that's just upsetting too. Why isn't it these movies don't get a whole lot of attention? That's the upsetting thing about 2017. These movies don't make a whole lot of money, but I really hope the movie does make a lot of money because it surely does deserve it. James Franco himself does a phenomenal job as Tommy Wiseau. His hairstyle works very well. In fact, that actually looks like it's his actual hair. His accent, he gets his accent right, and Dave Franco as Greg, the other actor from The Room, he does a phenomenal job as well. Seth Rogen, who actually isn't in the movie that much, he still does a near flawless job, as well as everybody else. And its story, in the fact that it's another film based on real events. Also, near the end of the movie, this is like a minor spoiler, but it's pretty much going to happen. People who were thinking about this movie coming out knew this would happen there. They show clips of the original movie, pretty much. So, it's pretty much like, I don't know, but I've already seen The Room twice, and pretty much after watching this movie, have to, I really do honor The Room. Pretty much, I really do respect the movie The Room, and while I do think it's a terrible movie, I honor it because of how bad it is, and the fact that Tommy Wiseau tried really hard in this movie. It's really hard to hate him for it because he is a guy that dreams of being a good Hollywood actor, and the fact that this is actually based off a novel, which is also based on the true story of The Room, which I heard was supposed to be pretty good, or not The Room, the Disaster Artist, but yeah, there is not pretty much not a glaring problem I have, and every single shot of The Room they get right, like they get the that weird sex scene right, like why is he having sex with her belly button, or hey, that wasn't a funny story. And really, they get the questions in this movie right about fans questioning it, and honestly, you do kind of feel it is a film where you do kind of feel bad for Tommy. He just when making this movie, he wants to make it as good as he can, and with all this, it's a film that makes absolute sense, and I can say they did a flawless job with what was going on in the movie. And overall, guys, this is an absolute masterpiece of it's also really funny too. There are so many, and it's not just from creating the movie, it's also outside of making the movie, like with the dialogue between Greg and Tommy. They do an amazing job with the chemistry and the writing. This is absolutely a phenomenal movie. It's certainly one of the best films to come out this year. I'm going to give it a perfect 5 out of 5. Definitely do not miss this one. I mean, yeah, this is a limited engagement, so it's not going to be out a whole lot, but I really do hope more people go out to see it because it certainly is worth the money, the price of admission. So definitely check this one out, guys. I do not recommend missing it at all. So yeah, that was it. I'm so glad I finally got to see it. The wait was certainly worth it. I honestly don't have a glaring flaw with the movie, so that's why I think it might be higher on my best movies of the year list. So turns out this is a good year for movies. It might start off a little rough. I mean, yeah, pretty much there was only one movie in January that I liked, which was Split. And there were some disappointments here and there, but I can say it was a good year for movies so far. But it's not over yet. I still need to see Shape of Water, Star Wars Last Jedi, The Greatest Showman, those movies. I really cannot wait to see those. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys later. Word out.